One of the things that you may not think is handcrafted is neon signs, believe it or not. So we're going to talk to somebody right now who who works with neons. Like, hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Shauna Peterson.
Nice to meet you. So we are streaming right now on the Make Magazine website, and so I was just saying that you make neon by hand, or you bend neon by hand. Why do you do that?
Because there is one machine I think that's been developed to bend neon, but it's like one that can do a slow, gentle curve. Otherwise, there's been no machine created that can bend the glass right at the right moment and in the configuration that each custom pattern needs, and so it has to be basically done by hand.
So when did you start to learn how to bend neon and make this stuff?
Actually, this gentleman who's doing some demos for me, RJ, taught me in 1987.
Wow, great.
So I recruited him a couple years ago to come up to Maker Faire and help me do demos, so we're having a reunion.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. I've talked to some other people about this, and curved tubes with LEDs inside are sort of like creeping up. Like, I like neon. Just I love the look of it. I love the glow. You know, I mean, like, so what do you say to these people if they're going to if they have to make a choice?
Well, I think the nice thing about LED and LEDs that are built into a tube is that they're very accessible for all users. The problem is you can't get the color range that you can get with neon. You can't get as tight a bends. You can use L-wire. It doesn't get as bright as neon. So for commercial purposes, I think neon is pretty much at the top of its game.
So can we see some neon bending in action?
Yeah, actually, RJ, you can stay there. RJ Wells taught me how to bend glass, so he can do some demos for us, and I'll just talk about what he's doing.
All right, that'd be great. All right, so we have RJ here curving some glass. So what's with the tube in his mouth? What's going on there?
So he's just made the letter R, but he'll probably grab some straight rod, and then while he's bending, I'll tell you what he's doing. But the blow hose that he has, he puts in one end of the tube, and then he puts a cork in the opposite end. And what that does is that as he heats the glass up and it gets molten, the outer wall of the bend, as he stretches it, wants to collapse. And so he gives a quick puff of air into the tube right after bending it, and it blows it back out and keeps the diameter consistent. So right now he's going to do what's called a splice, because he's finished that straight piece that he bent into an R, and he wants to continue working, so he's going to splice on a straight piece. So he's getting both ends nice and hot. He's putting them together, and you can see he's blowing into his blow hose now to make sure that he's getting a nice tight seal with no leaks. Then he's going to kind of pull it out.
It's interesting because I guess when you blow through, it's the glass that's not molten that's surrounding it is almost serves as a template for the molten glass.
Yeah. So you basically, when you're welding on like that, you kind of eyeball it, and you use that rigid piece to blow it out and keep it consistent. So now he got that handle. He's gonna mark his next bend on. We usually work on a pattern, but he's just doing things freeform. So he's got the second, neon is bent flat on the front and all the bends are on the back, so we always bend in reverse. That's why, when people in front of him are looking at it, it looks like an R, but it's a backwards R to RJ, and all patterns are in reverse for us.
So I'm guessing that there aren't many dyslexic neon benders?
Well, if they are, they have someone else make the patterns.
Fair enough.
But he's now going to so he's got the glass on the second level, he's going to drop it down to table level now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So even though the glass, that it slightly changes color just to a little bit of a yellow, it doesn't show its heat. That, like, if you were to put paper or one of the pencils or the wood block on there, which he's maybe going to do, no, he's not. But if you even now, if you put that wood next to that hot glass, it would torch it. I mean, smolder it. So it doesn't show the heat like when you're heating metal and it gets red hot, but it's definitely hot.
That's fabulous.
Okay.
You know, that was excellent. It was wonderful talking to you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.